It is Monday, February 10th, and those revision plans I put up. Hi, my name is Azaria. I am a fiction writer, and I am a PhD student. Maybe not for long. We'll see how the next few months go. One of my classes this semester is about editing and publishing, specifically about kind of demystifying that process. I'm learning a lot of new things, and in light of those things and things currently happening in politics, I am kind of divesting from my publishing dreams as they existed just a few months ago. I'm going to link a couple of articles that were influential in this decision. I read a novella by Isabella Hamad for a reading group that my department is hosting, and there were some really appropriate ideas in there, and I just want to share one of them with you. If we cannot always know the significance of the moment in the moment, it is also true that our moment, the one in which we now live, feels like one of chronic crisis. Political, economic, and climate crisis for seizures along with other existential crises posed by the exponential development of artificial intelligence and the recurring nightmare of nuclear war. In narrative time, the crisis should suggest the encroachment of the end, even if, in real life, the end is a receding horizon. The flow of history always exceeds the narrative frames we impose on it. She's essentially expressing this idea that we are always in a liminal or transitional space. Because of the way that we learn about history, it's easy to think that one period ends and then the next period begins, when in reality, all people in the current moment have is that moment. People in the current moment don't know if they're at the end of an era or the beginning of an era or the center of an era. It's easy to feel like we are at the beginning of something bad, something reprehensible, something unimaginable, but in reality, we've kind of always been in that. And that idea, I've kind of been wrestling around with it in my head, as there are these stricter guidelines put on arts funding and academic funding as things become more and more uncertain. And so with that being said, this novel is taking more of a backseat than it was originally. I still revise pretty fast, and I do think that my novel is relevant right now, and that makes me want to quickly put it out before legislation like what is currently pending in Oklahoma becomes more widespread. At the same time, I feel the need to slow down and not be reactionary, because I don't want to be making, a logical fallacy about what could happen, a slippery slope about what could happen. I'm reading a lot more right now than I was previously. My goal at the beginning of the year was to read a book a week, and I've been keeping steady to that, but I've started reading just a lot faster. This week, probably by the end of the night, I will start my third book, and it's Monday. And so I've been reading kind of ferociously. So this month I'm probably gonna read, I would just say 8 books. I'd probably say 8 books. I am reading text for school, of course. I'm trying to implement reading more texts for fun, but nothing feels fun currently. I'm also reading just more critical texts, more revolutionary texts. A lot of these texts I had only heard of and had never read for myself. Hopefully, I'll be able to get some funding for a project that would work on a way to make revolutionary and critical texts more accessible. I'm also currently reading in like an editorial capacity. Right now, I am judging a pretty big novel competition or manuscript competition, so that's also taking up some of my time. Of course, I'm still writing. I do it every day. I was just doing it before I cut the camera on, actually. I'm trying to focus more currently on book reviews, and then opinion pieces and articles. That's kind of just what's on my mind lately. That's what I want to read about. That's what I want to research, and that's what I want to write. And so I'm going to just cater to that and not force myself to really, really, really work hard on some fiction when what I really want to do is some nonfiction or some investigative reporting. And other than that, I'm really just, continuing to brainstorm ways to coalition build, to resist, to continue to exist on this planet. I really hate fear. I hate it because it can be so polarizing and paralyzing. There's a quote from James Baldwin: "Neither love nor terror makes one blind, indifference makes one blind." And I think that is absolutely true, but I think that it's fear that leads to so many bad decisions. I think that it's fear that allows people to remain marginalized because they're worried about being replaced. Literally, it's called the Great Replacement. They're worried about being replaced. They want to make workers. They don't want to make scholars or researchers or scientists or activists. They want people to go to work. As long as I have got the heart in my chest and blood in my veins, I'm going to keep working, even if work doesn't mean what they think it means. Even if they can't see it, even if they don't want to see it.